Hey guys, Benson here at Simpson Vlogs, and welcome back to another part in our Orlando Vlogs videos. This one is Universal Studios and Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. So sit back, grab a snack, grab a drink, kick your feet up, most importantly, have fun, like, comment, subscribe down below, hit that bell notification up there to keep up to date with everything here on Simpson Vlogs, not just the Life of Ben series, which is getting more and more awesome as we go on. So then, you're wondering, how on earth did I do two parks in one day? Well, I tell you this, Universal, this is why it's better than Disney in terms of doing it. Disney's parks are just as big as Universal's, they're huge, but they're all spread out all over the damn shop. Whereas Universal was smart enough to have huge parks connected by rows of shops and restaurants known as Universal's City Walk. So the two parks are right across from each other, connected by shops and places to eat, which is really cool. So already it's getting some props up now. For the rest of this video, you're going to see why Universal gets the 2 thumbs up and why Disney gets the 1. So let me show you Universal City Walk. So guys, after Universal's City Walk, after a quick look around, flying into some of the shops there, that's where I picked up the Thing 1 Thing 2 mug and the key ring, Simpsons key ring that I got from my little brother that was actually had his name spelled right for once. But from there we headed over to Universal Studios itself and the big famous Universal Globe. So then guys, Universal Studios is the simulator park in my opinion. Islands of Adventure is more the thrill rides, even the simulators get a bit more rough and janky around on there. So the first place we hit up was Transformers 4D, and I've got to say, it did not disappoint. So as you saw from that, we had the Optimus Prime on the top of the down roof was amazing. We had the flipping Allspark Spark as if it was from the Transformers 2, was it Revenge of the Fallen? I think it was, or Rise of the Fallen, or something like that. As they do on the base in that movie, that was pretty cool. Similar ride story was awesome, and the fact that you got to kill Megatron in it was pretty cool. We kind of did the Sam Witwicky and put the Allspark in his chest again, so that was damn awesome. Next up was Springfield and the Simpsons ride. So guys, the Simpsons ride is a favourite of mine, but the problem with it is it's outdated as shit. Okay, and I get annoyed at stuff like this when you can see how much these tickets for Universal cost and fast track costs and just cost in general and how many people are going through it. And you think to yourself, they must be making loads of money, right? So then the question is why the hell is the Simpsons ride, the 4D stuff, I say 4D, the virtual stuff, the simulator stuff, so outdated with graphics. It's so bad, it looks awful. And the only reason I enjoyed it so much is because of nostalgia. As a kid, the graphics weren't bad, way back in 2008, 2009 and stuff, those graphics were okay. That's fine. But we've advanced so far beyond that now that you look at that sort of graphics and you're just like, ugh. It wasn't the worst graphics right there, I'll tell you that. No, that, in my opinion, even though the graphics, okay, let me rephrase that. The graphics for that were the worst, but the Fast and Furious ride graphics are almost as bad, and to consider that's a much newer ride, that's like the graphics on that are just shocking. Like, I know I'm blind, but that's shocking. Just, yeah, that ride's terrible. It's a shit ride in general, and yeah, Fast and Furious one, But enough on bad stuff, because up next was Men in Black.
They look like this. Then, with a little help from my makeover department, they can end up looking like this. With that in mind, I've asked the twins to put a little gem from the past to acquaint you with the finer points of alien spunk.
Aliens is running all over the place. How come I haven't seen none? Well, say hello to my little friends.
Standard issue, MIB neuralizer.
It's like dry cleaning for your brain. Attempting all in my
So the Men in Black ride, for those of you who don't know what it is and what it was, you're in a cart, 4 of you, you have a gun, and you shoot at monsters. So it's pretty interactive and pretty fun. We didn't score that well. I was very surprised. I don't really like to aim on the guns because I'm pretty sure that I was aiming very well, you know. But hey, I might just be a sore loser. But yeah, the Men in Black one was cool. And I love the theming that these parks put in. That's probably the best part of the parks. You know, if you actually look at what they are and the rides and stuff, and you isolate what's the best thing, what's the feature that keeps bringing people back, it's the theming. You know, having stuff from the movies, making it look real, making you feel as if you're in that universe, that world that you saw on the screen. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And up next is talking about putting things in realism and theming is Harry Potter World. So for those of you who don't know, Universal Studios has Harry Potter Worlds, Diagon Alley and Nocturne Alley at Universal Studios, and then it has Hogwarts and Hogsmeade at Islands of Adventure. So that's pretty awesome, and well, let's just say I forgot about that. Diagon Alley and Gringotts did not disappoint. So guys, after the Gringotts ride, which is a semi-roller coaster simulator, you got roller coaster aspects where you're clearly on a roller coaster going down and some drops and some turns, and every time it stops is like a scene from the movie, almost as if it's canon. Like it's set during the time in Deathly Hallows Part 1 where Harry, Hermione and Ron break into Gringotts. And is it Part 1? No, that's Part 2, isn't it? Where they break into Gringotts and they go after the Horcrux in there that Bellatrix has in her vault. Obviously you then get chased by the Horntail Dragon that they do in the film. Harry comes and saves you from Voldemort and Bellatrix. So pretty standard possible canon stuff. It's pretty good. They've got all the characters. And it actually is, it actually does look like, Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson playing, Harry and Hermione. I would say the other people's names, but I don't really remember. I actually don't remember. It's Rupert, is it Rupert Green? Rupert something plays Ron, isn't it, right? I can't remember. Comment down below. But yeah, after that, we headed over to Ollivander's wand shop, and that was an experience.
Oh, wow. All over stops here, didn't there? Oh, there's some back there.
Welcome to Ollivander's, makers of fine wands since 382 BC.
So in Ollivander's shop, it's a little show. You get to have one person from the group go through the same thing Harry went through in the first film, where he waves the different wands around and different stuff break because it's not the right wand for them. Normally it's a kid, and it was a kid this time chosen. I was very disappointed. I thought maybe I'd get chosen, but not young anymore. I don't get chosen for the kiddie stuff. But the wands are cool because they are all interactive with the park. They all have like a little light bulb tip on the end, and you get a map inside of it when you purchase it. Double-sided map based on if you're in Hogsmeade or Diagon Alley. Basically, if you're in Universal Studios or Islands of Adventure, you go to the right place on the map, you do the symbol and say the incantation if you want, and something will happen. Like water will spurt down, one of them opened up an umbrella and rain went onto the umbrella. It was pretty cool. But yeah, after leaving Harry Potter World behind, we said goodbye to Universal Studios in general, after the Minions ride as well, and we headed on over to Islands of Adventure. So then, the Islands of Adventure. Well, it is one hell of an adventure. They've got the Hulk ride, the Velocicoaster, they've got the Doom drop ride. I mean, even their version of teacups with the Storm teacups or some X Storm challenge or something like it's called is wow. It's crazy. But yeah, so as you can tell, it's a one hell of a park, and the fact that they've got a Marvel, all that Marvel theme stuff's weird. I wonder when they're gonna lose the license to all of that. I know Disney don't own Hulk, so they might not lose that one. Obviously, Sony Spider-Man, so they probably won't lose that one. But X-Men, they no longer have the rights to Disney on that, so I assume Disney's going to be building a Marvel park at Hollywood Studios sometime soon, and all that stuff at Universal's going to be a problem for them because they're going to lose all that cool themed stuff that draws in a lot of attention. One of my favorite simulator ride, which is the Spider-Man simulator ride. My girlfriend didn't like that too much. That one was one of the, again, everything at Islands of Adventure is rougher, thrillier, more exciting. So that one throws you about a lot more than the Transformers one did. That's for sure. And definitely more than Simpsons one. That was really interesting. But yeah, can't say it wasn't enjoyable. It was very, very fun. So after our little tour of Marvel, I made a mistake. I put us on two water rides that got us absolutely soaked. So just after of Adventure Gate, you go to Marvel. If you're going left, you're going through the Marvel land. Then you get up to this water park kind of area. One of them's like a big dinghy where you're strapped into like a big thing and you spin around the water and you just get splashed by loads of waves. The other one's more like a roller coaster, kind of like Splash Mountain. You go up into the roller coaster, come down, poof, water, and then you actually go down again and get poof, water again. So we were soaked. Now the reason she was pissed wasn't because she didn't like getting wet. You know, some people just don't like getting wet in general. You know, is the fact that we were supposed to be going to a nice restaurant afterwards. Now we're soaked. So, did what any smart boyfriend would do, is sort the problem immediately. Paid for one of the dryers, you know, those big dryers you get in water parks and to dry yourself off. So yeah, but that also meant that we couldn't go on a third water ride that is actually at Islands of Adventure, which is set in the Jurassic World part of the park, just across from the Velocicoaster, which is new, is a kind of like a water river kind of ride set in Jurassic Park, and that is a cool one. You don't always get super wet on that one, but you could get super wet on that one. So it wasn't a risk I was willing to take. So we stayed clear of that one. But we did visit Kong. And after Kong, we went into the Jurassic Park kind of like observatory, similar to what they had in the first ever movie. That big dome that guests were meant to come into and stuff, but obviously never happened because the park went to shit in the handbasket real quick. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. As you can see, they got dinosaur bones in there and stuff. Probably not real ones. They're in actual museums, they're probably fake ones, but it's still pretty damn cool. I had some gift shops in there. Unfortunately, I didn't buy anything. There was nothing I really wanted enough to pay that sort of price. Then we headed on over to Hogwarts and Hogsmeade. Well, after one ride on Hogwarts, it was time to go home because unfortunately a thunderstorm started that shut down the two roller coasters that we were planning to go on before we left, which were the Griffin coaster and the Hagrid motorcycle adventure, I think it's called. So that one's a newish roller coaster as well. Not as new as a Velocicoaster, but still newish, and it wasn't there when I went to Universal last. Disappointing not to go on that, but hey, safety is safety, right? That'd be too much for a thrill if you got electrocuted whilst on a roller coaster. That'd be bad. So yeah, you had to shut down the rides. that's just the way it was, unfortunately. But wasn't too bad because it meant we got to go out and feast earlier. And boy, did we feast. Check out this seafood boil. Open it up then.
I don't know how to open it.
Y'all enjoy, okay?
Thank you.
So, after all that hectic, crazy day, I have to say that Universal Studios was a much better experience than Disney. Mainly aided by the fact that they had a lot of single rider, slots. So you have two queues. You have three queues. A lot at some rides. You've got a standard queue, which is the longest normally. Fast track, which is the shortest, and then you've got single rider, which is the second shortest. And they're the ones that fill on the gaps whenever there's like, say if it's a 4-person carriage on the ride, you've got 3, the single rider goes on and fills up that space. And there's a lot of those, and we ended up using them a lot because we wanted to do all the rides at this time, get both parks done, so we can have some more chill out days. And it worked just to plan. If it wasn't for the damn lightning and stuff, we would have ended up with a really cool accomplishment there. Of doing the last 2 coasters as well. But hey, you win some, you lose some, We still got to have a lot of fun at Universal Studios parks and what they had to offer. And the day after, we'll be going to Universal Volcano Bay. So that's the next video, so stay tuned for that. Well, do leave a comment and a like down below if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe as well, and hit that bell notification to keep up to date with everything here on Simpson Vlogs, as well as the Life of Ben series. But if you didn't like it, leave a dislike, or better yet, run it back and try again. Until next time guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Peace.